So I thought I'd come on today just to discuss a topic which comes up more and more, especially during our management accounts meetings and any meetings we have at year end to discuss statutory accounts. It's a discussion of when we present the management accounts or the statutory accounts, the question of where has my profit gone? Here's the profit, but they're not seeing that reflected in an increase in their bank. To illustrate this, I thought I would dive into Xero just so we can look at some numbers and sort of illustrate where we are. So the first piece of the puzzle is our profit and loss. Now, this shows our business's performance over a given time period. In this case, what we're looking at is we're looking at the last financial year we're looking at here, and we're comparing it against how we did last year. Depending on what you're trying to achieve, on the numbers you're trying to review, you might want to look at this as a month-by-month breakdown to check for seasonality. But overall, it's a measurement of your business's performance over a given time period, in comparison to the same time periods going backwards. So here we're looking at our year-on-year performance, how we've performed in the 2024 financial year against how we've performed in the 2023 financial year. Here we can see that our turnover has grown from £50,000 up to £96,000. In turn, our administrative costs have grown from £6,000 to £8,000. The net result is our net profit growing from £43,000 to £87,000. So this is how we can measure how we've performed, what we've sold, what we've spent out on expenses, and how we've performed our business. Now we know what our profit was for that period. It's about understanding where that profit's gone, because not a lot of people will understand the next part of the puzzle. The balance sheet. The balance sheet is the next part of the puzzle, which is rarely reviewed by business owners. But actually, this depicts sort of the business's financial position at any given time. In this case, we're looking at it at the end of March 24 against where the business was at the end of March 23. So this is how the business has managed their resources. It shows at the bottom here the solvency of the business, and effectively shows how the business is managing their resources. Now, the balance sheet is important because this is what drives your credit rating and drives the bank to give your overdraft facilities, and more importantly, whether your business is solvent or insolvent. The piece of the puzzle that's effectively then missing is how this balance sheet moves. So if we then look at our balance sheet movement and we add this column on, this is effectively where that profit has gone. So if we compare this 87,952 here, that matches our profitability, which is shown on our profit and loss here. So the movement between where our business was at the end of last financial year and where the business is now is effectively where your cash has gone. So you've made £87,000 profit, but actually of the £87,000, 71,750 is tied up in your debtors, in the amounts you're owed. So you've done a lot of work, it's been profitable, but a lot of it is actually still tied up in your debtors figure, in the amount that's owed to you. £28,000 of it has gone into the bank, which is great. You've actually spent out £1,500 of that profit on assets. So it's just working out where the business has moved, where that money's gone. You've used some of that money to settle some liabilities that were brought forward. You've actually incurred some additional liabilities, be it VAT, be it some adjustments that have sort of increased your liability. So part of your £87,000 profit is going to be eaten up because you now owe money to the various parties, and be it HMRC or your accounts payable. So that's sort of where your money goes. That's how it's tied up. To sort of summarize that really, is that effectively the profit and loss here shows your financial performance over a given period. The balance sheet shows your position at the end of a given period, whereas the movement on your balance sheet is where your cash from the profit has gone.